Uatu looks at the vast universe from the fifth dimension on the observational plane and gets overwhelmed when His Eminence, leader of the Watchers, asks him to become a Watcher. He worries it is too much to take it all in, but His Eminence claims he isn't just anyone. His Eminence claims that being disciples of the Order of the Watchers, they are asked to sacrifice so much, giving their wills, wants, and even names to the powers bestowed upon them. He states that of everyone he has trained, he has never been more certain of him who has shown his exceptional devotion to the mission. Uatu asks why he chose him, to which His Eminence claims that it is because he knows he isn't afraid of sacrifices. Uatu worries that he might be wrong about him, but His Eminence states that doubting himself is irrelevant. His Eminence tells him that according to their ways, they must only observe the natural order to preserve it. He then quickly asks if he is prepared to relinquish everything to carry out his mission. Uatu responds by saying their oath that to watch over everyone, he must become no one. With it, he becomes a Watcher and is amazed to see the many events unfold in the multiverse. As a Watcher, he is expected to make no judgments, only observations. Uatu wonders what the point of just watching is, but His Eminence explains that only with time can he begin to understand the mission for themselves. Back to the present, His Eminence expresses his disappointment in Uatu for having failed in his mission. He claims that Uatu came to them as a believer eons ago and has now returned as a heretic. Executioner claims he has broken their sacred oath and must now answer for his crimes against the Order. Uatu is shocked when they call his actions a crime when everything he has done has been to help people. He explains that he merely saved a multiverse whose sanctity he vowed to preserve. The Order is furious at him for exposing their secrets to mortal beings, but Uatu explains that he only shared them with heroes. They question him and wonder if he considers Stephen Strange a hero, the same sorcerer who destroyed his entire universe and then used the knowledge he gave him to create an entirely new one on his own. Uatu explains that Strange sacrificed his own soul to resurrect the same world he destroyed, but the Order claims it is unnatural. Uatu claims it is a miracle that continues to birth new branches of reality for them to watch over. The Order finds it a convenient argument, but it still doesn't explain his interventions in saving Riri Williams, Kwai Junfan, Reed Richards, Nick Fury, and some girl named Madison. None of his interventions has proven to be more dangerous than when he saved Captain Carter. The Order then brings her out, which surprises Uatu, but she explains that she wants to save him. Because of his decisions, he has jeopardized the fifth dimension to mortals, who they describe as insignificant beings whose lives, in the grand scheme of the multiverse, matter not. Uatu claims that they matter to him, but the Order argues that nothing can matter to a Watcher, for a Watcher is no one. Because of this, they passed on their judgment and decided to execute him. Uatu pleads, claiming that this isn't their way, but the Order explains that they too must break their oath to restore what has been desecrated. When the Order was about to execute them, Infinity Ultron showed up to save them, and given Peggy's expression, she knew about it. After freeing Uatu and Peggy, Ultron holds the Order off when a ship crashes into the fifth dimension, with Birdie the Duck, Kahori, and Aurora Monroe, aka Storm. Peggy refuses to leave Ultron behind, but he insists they escape while keeping the Order at bay, claiming that this was why he was made. Birdie asks Uatu where they will go, but he argues that there isn't anywhere they can run or hide, and that Ultron will not be able to hold off on the Order for long. Birdie states that if they can't hide in the multiverse, then they can try to lose them in between it, inside the seams of the multiverse. Although the others are confident having lost the Watchers, Uatu warns them that the Order has powers beyond anything they have faced. He explains that they've seen every moment of their lives and every variation of every moment. but Peggy argues that nothing is impossible in the multiverse. Kahori states that if the Watcher's powers are too great, then they would need to strip them off, to which Peggy has a place in mind, the world created by Stephen Strange. She explains that Strange shapes reality in that universe and suspects he too can restrict the Watcher's powers. Ororo is confused, having known him to have sacrificed his life. However, Uatu claims, although Strange's soul courses through every atom in that world, he believes that he may still be perceptive enough to help them. As they set a course for Strange's universe, the Order has already destroyed Ultron and stops Uatu and the others from escaping, destroying their ship and throwing them out to a nearby world. The Order appears before them, and Birdie, Uatu, and Storm hold them off while Kahori opens a portal to throw the Watchers into. Despite all their efforts, their attacks were ineffective, and the Watchers emerged unscathed. His Eminence claims he regrets thinking he was sure of Uatu's devotion, but Uatu explains that he sees the mission differently. The Order asserts that for a Watcher to see from every point of view, one must have none of their own, but Uatu argues that is no longer the case. With a raise of a hand, His Eminence lifted them off the ground and tossed them against the side of a cliff, to which Uatu was able to put a barrier on them that cushioned the crash. His Eminence then pins them against the wall, pressing them with all his strength. Uatu suggests Peggy and the others take the Watcher's oath. Still, when the others worry about what it entails, Storm claims they must survive for now and worry about the consequences later. They were able to complete their oath before the Watchers finished them off. As the dust clears, Uatu and the others ascend to a higher being, having gained the Watcher's powers. The Order is furious at Uatu for sharing their secrets and powers with mortal beings. Uatu argues that they are mortal beings who do not fear sacrifice. He quotes His Eminence, claiming to see the same thing in him eons ago when he made him into a Watcher. In a fit of rage, the Watchers wear their armor and charge at them, to which an intense battle ensues. While Uatu deals with His Eminence alone, the others work together to handle the Executioner and Incarnate. The impacts of their fight cause the world they were fighting on to explode. Storm then channels a powerful tornado that sucks the Watchers in it, claiming that all her life she has tried to summon nature, but now she has become one. Having forced the enemy on their knees, Peggy and the others channel every fiber of their power to rain down on the Watchers. Uatu still tries to convince His Eminence to stop, but when his pleas fall on deaf ears, he punches him to the ground where the others corner them with their combined powers. Seeing them on their knees, Uatu asks the others to stop offering them one last chance to surrender. He claims that this is not what he taught him, but His Eminence replies that he has not taught him everything. The Watchers then fly off into the air and violently spin to use their ultimate attack. His Eminence claims that they will not simply die here. Still, they will erase every version of themselves in all universes, everything they have done, and every life they have touched as if they have never existed. Seeing the others slowly fade into existence and their alternate selves being wiped off reality, Peggy refuses to give up. She channels enough power to pull her other selves into her and reform her body. She then charges the Watchers at the expense of her own life to stop their attack. When everything has settled down, Uatu is surprised to see that the others are still alive except for Peggy, who has sacrificed her life for them. His Eminence also survived, and when he was about to finish Uatu, he discovered he no longer had powers. Uatu explains that they are in his world now, to which a figure of Stephen Strange form as stars in his shape. Uatu claims that Strange is a living universe, and he has absolute power here. His Eminence wonders how he didn't see it coming, but Uatu claims that he spent so many eons looking down on everything that it becomes hard to imagine something he has never seen before. He states that he learned from the people he watched over finding lessons in every corner of the multiverse. Wondering if he has come to finish him, Uatu claims it is not their way. Uatu reminds him of what His Eminence once said, that every Watcher will come to understand the mission for themselves. He states he owed him so much and plans to return the favor. As they welcome a beautiful sunrise, Uatu states that something is not the same as it means. For them to understand it, one must do more than watch. He then extends his hand to him, hoping this will be their new beginning. With the situation with the Watchers settled, Uatu and the others mourn Peggy's loss, and they send off her shield into the multiverse. Uatu believes that after her great sacrifice, he feels someone genuinely watches over them. Kahori explains that her people believe that they move on to an even greater adventure in death. Storm asks Uatu if he knows if there is a road after death beyond what they can see, but he replies that with some mysteries sometimes the only answer is another question. He states that time, space, and reality are more than a linear path. It is a prism of endless possibility where a single choice can branch into infinite realities, creating new phenomena beyond what you could imagine. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.